swallow your pride.
Drink water.
And
Right, for you, past. Lean on Me by Theo Weavers. Welcome back from that short music break. If you're just joining us, it's the morning buzz right here on Beautiful 103.5 FM, the every station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it ADU Infotainment. Before the break, we're urging you to ensure that you go out and ensure that you register for your voters card because your voters card is your voice. Voting is your civic responsibility. If you want to change Nigeria, that's the only way at this point you can change Nigeria. Now we're moving on to the next segment of the show, which is the weather focus segment. I know that we've gone, deep into our time already because we needed to create that awareness. But today's weather in Calabar is expected to be warm and humid, with daytime temperatures around the lows of 30 degrees Celsius and nights temperatures in the mid 20 degrees Celsius. Skies will be mostly cloudy with a chance of scattered rain or isolated thunderstorms, and high humidity will make it feel quite warm, with a moderate chance of rain at times throughout the day. Now, in the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., temperature range from 25 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius in the early hours, rising towards the upper 20s by late morning. Now, the sky and conditions, we have cloudy skies with some breaks of sun early on. From the rain chance, we have rain or isolated thunderstorms possible at times, especially before noon. Now, the practical tip is it will feel humid and warm. Carry a light rain jacket if you're heading out early. Now, in the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperature is going to be hot around 32 to 34 degrees Celsius. Now, sky and conditions, we have still mostly cloudy with some sun and isolated thunderstorms possible in parts of the city. Now, rain chance, we have moderate chance of rain and thunderstorms later in the afternoon. Practical tip, the heat and humidity can feel stronger than the thermometer. Stay hydrated and in the shade when possible. Now, in the evening from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., temperature will range from 26 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius as it cools slightly. Sky and conditions, we have cloudy with rain possible into the evening. Now, the rain chance, we have light showers or isolated storms still possible later in the evening. The practical tip is roads may be wet if rain develops. Take care if traveling. Now, the summary, the highest temperature we're going to experience today is around 32 to 34 degrees Celsius, and the lowest temperature we're going to experience is 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. The rain chance overall is moderate to possible rain and isolated thunderstorms throughout the day. And the humidity is going to be high and very hot. General advisory: stay hydrated, drink plenty of water throughout the day because of the heat and humidity. Sun protection, wear sunscreen, get hats and sunglasses if you'll be outdoors in the midday sun. Now, the rain prep, carry a small umbrella or rain jacket in case of sudden showers. Outdoor plans, if you have outdoor activities planned, mornings and late afternoons are generally better than midday when it's hottest and the UV is stronger. And that is the weather focus for you this morning right here on the show. Ensure that you plan your day accordingly. It's going to be hot. We're expecting, a little bit of rain as well. So ensure that, you plan your day accordingly. Carry an umbrella, go out to the sunscreen, except thumbs and you rub palm oil. Go out to the sunscreen. I lie. Am I lying?
you know, like
I did not tell you now. I'm just putting you.
no, there's no problem. Yeah, I actually do that. Like yesterday, I used how do they call this palm kernel oil? That black one that looks like
In my life,
yeah,
I have
that's
never understood the essence of that thing.
and they
It's
used
not-
to
it's
they used to
actually
say that
very
thing is very good though.
it's
It's very
medicinal.
very
For
medicinal.
what? Educate. We learn
Yeah,
every day.
thank you.
So tell
Sharon
me.
have used it before. It's very very
I use it on my hair, oh no.
oh, that did I know you
Not my skin. No. It's
No, because
So your hair is it not touching your skin?
no.
Where is
for
your
my
hair in?
scalp.
Okay,
Not my
does it do to your
skin.
scalp?
it help protect me.
I've heard that part. He's not wrong. I have heard that part.
No, deny it. Was it not because of witchcraft?
No,
It's because
actually.
of what?
No,
To pass
actually, when
exams.
when it's actually like sealed, then it's filtered and but the process of making it is actually very dangerous. It's like you cough like a couple of times. It has to smoke. to bring out the oil.
And funny
I
enough,
don't like anyone doing that.
how they have this perception that it is only grandmothers that does it, and the ones that grandmothers does it are more very effective,
Yeah.
and very
And they
better.
say
I
that
had a
okay, it's better with
grandmother,
firewood.
And
instead
it's
never
better
of
with
did.
gas.
She
You
never
see why I
did
told you
that.
guys that firewood food are much sweeter than.
We're not
Actually,
having
I
gas.
agree with him,
Yeah.
but oh well, we're not having that.
Okay.
Let's
You guys should not try me this morning. You guys should not try me this morning.
no, actually, I browsed it and said it actually helps in scalp health. Actually.
I was passing somewhere one time and somebody said that it cures epilepsy.
Don't do that.
These are the
No,
health
no, no,
myths
no, no,
and
no,
misconceptions
Oh,
we have
please.
in
Oh.
every
I don't think we went to that
It just
junction.
reminded-
Let's not even go there.
No, there's a lot of misconception,
reminded me of
misconception and
there's this-
myths around that palm
There's
kernel oil.
loudspeaker
Mm.
at what 8
Mm.
million pack.
Okay.
I heard that the particular herb, the herbal mixture that they produce cures arthritis.
Mm.
I was walking with my friend. Actually, we stopped at the same time. I had to look.
I don't know why the
It's like-
State Ministry of Health is
From
not
where?
going through markets to actually debunk all of this kind
Yeah,
of.
and
There's
I'm
now-
marketing, man.
now- now
Arrested
that number-
because,
That's the
and
funny
it
thing.
does.
They have
It-
now-
it- funny enough,
Do you
they
know the
have,
funny thing
yeah.
is that they target the places that are
uneducated
yes,
people, where
uneducated people.
ignorance thrives.
Yes, exactly. So they'll hear it and be like, okay, they'll just. And the funny enough, all these things accumulate to the liver.
Mm.
Next thing you're hearing hepatitis from nowhere,
Mm.
and you're like, what exactly is going on here?
Mm.
Those things scare me a lot because
Well, it's
Very
it's
painful.
sad that every day there's always awareness on social media, on radio, on TV about drugs like this. But
Guess what? Those guys have a very huge clientele. People buy this product.
Yeah, they buy it. Yeah.
I know the
Yeah.
billboards about her cure diabetes. I'm like, and there's a billboard for this.
And funny enough, you can say, Mama did some, Papa did some.
yeah,
they use that. They use that.
They use that. They use that.
they have to receive.
So, I think
Please, run away from this thing.
Ministry of Health and then National Orientation Agency I have a lot of work to do
Yeah.
in states, local government. So if this is actually happening in the state capital, so I wonder what is happening in rural communities like our rural communities out there. So it means
should be a
it's going to
dead.
be very
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like it should go beyond media. It should actually go to the streets.
Mm.
They mobilize people. I mean, if they can mobilize people for campaigns and whatever, they should
No,
mobilize
we
people to
we
actually
have
get
those
information.
kind of
Perfect.
persons now. That's why we have a College of Health, for instance. They have information, departments and all of that. So these are people that are supposed to be going around giving information. But the system in Nigeria is broken.
Public
So
health students usually have times where they mobilize to actually go out. Medical students most of the times we go
Yeah.
out. Even in my own faculty, if you have times in our health week,
You
we
say
have a
you go out
day.
in faculties, but we're talking about awareness and
I think they
sensitization
go
in
towards-
rural
Yeah, they go
communities.
towards those marketplaces and everything. They carry large placards
Mm.
basically to actually send information. Sometimes you sit down and actually talk to these people to ask them their perception on one particular thing, and then we get to know and then debunk it, and then we
But
also browse.
there's another angle to this.
Okay.
We have the public health. Sorry.
The what's this sector of health called? The primary healthcare system. If the primary healthcare system cannot, sensitize this because they are closer to the grassroots, they are closer to people in the rural areas. If they cannot create sensitization, then why do they exist?
that is not even the problem. The problem is, do they even exist for them to even carry out the sensitization? So if you go and sensitize the public that yes,
Nigeria's
don't
problem
do
just-
this, it's
just-
too complicated. It's just like somebody
It's
who.
like onions,
It's
layers. There are plenty layers.
So it's just like saying, okay, these guys, yeah, the primary healthcare center, if only they exist, right? They'll go out there and do this
I mean,
sensitization,
few-
and the people actually accept
few
it.
months
So
ago, I agree with them.
and they come to the facility and they don't see anything. They'll
Was
go back.
it not on the show that we read that the particular organization had to donate a generator to the primary health facility?
Yeah, we have done that a lot. We have done that a lot,
Okay.
and we've even donated hand gloves. We've donated tissues. We've donated a lot of things to primary healthcare centers, and some of them in that
In
place, in that
Calabar,
facility,
in
in Cross River State, some of them in
But
that
there's still
facility,
much-
we
there's
still
still
go
much
out there
noise.
and vote. Okay.
There's so much noise about the development of primary health
Primary
care.
System in Cross River State. I wanted to have this conversation. Sharon reminded me we're going to have this conversation.
Yeah.
I tried to shy away from the conversation because of some reason, but I think we need to have this conversation because there's so much noise on social media how they're doing so much work, but people are still complaining in the grassroots, in the rural communities that
Yeah, I saw one
this system
recently.
or this facilities are not working.
I saw one recently. He almost made that joke, but it wasn't funny to me. He said something and he said on his WhatsApp status that he went to the hospital, and these people literally made him wait for an hour. The pain that he was going through,
Went
he
off.
actually went through it, and it stopped. He just stood up and left. And I was like, wow, wow. He said,
That's
don't
not
pray
bad.
for a situation where you have to go to the hospital,
True.
because we actually don't have people to stay. Even
Healthcare is not a basic need. Healthcare is a luxury in Nigeria, and
Honestly.
it shouldn't be so.
That's
Those are
really very
basic
true.
The first treatment to these issues is to have our government officials, have their medical this thing. If you're a councillor, take it in your community, in your constituency. If you're a chairman, take it in your local government. Anything outside, don't go to the state. If you're the governor, make it in your state, so that when you're sick, you go to general hospital,
you
and then
go
general
tired.
hospital will now take you to
When you want to
before
fly
you
out
even
to
go
London,
to before you
go and
even go
stop
to
their
teaching
flights.
before you even go to teaching hospital, you must take permission from the presidency. So the teaching hospital should be for the presidency, minister, so that as they travel,
When they want to go to London, go and stop their flights. Anyway, right now we're going to make a very special birthday shout out to somebody this morning. It's her birthday today. I mean, I love
me some April borns. So
Yeah.
let's
Oh.
Well, they give that to everybody.
Yes, I mean we are very populated. So yeah. Let's hope that
this
she
may never go
she
through.
takes her call. I mean, I'm one person that if you call me very early on my birthday, I'm not going to take your call because why are you calling me?
Yo, there's a guy.
It's my birthday. Let me rest.
I turned off mine. It was too much.
Let me rest because it's my birthday. Allow me to rest.
But I think it's always a good thing to actually get people celebrate you on that day.
Oh, yeah,
Because
it is.
usually it's something fun and something very interesting to be celebrated on that day. But however, I think some of us forget our birthdays. When I tell the people that I usually
you
forget our
forget your
birthdays.
birthday.
I
It
have
happens,
done
so,
it.
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't.
Yeah.
I can never believe that.
It's social
That is
media
a
that
lie
used
from
to
the pits of
it's
hell.
social media that used to
And
remind us
me?
that
Yeah.
we have birthdays.
I'm serious. I actually forgot this. I forgot this actually. I think I slept through. I slept through it. Like I slept through 12. So I saw a birthday message by 12.
Mm.
People were doing competitions. Oh, did I wish you birthday first and everything? So I slept off. I thought it was the next day. And I now completely forgot that it's still my birthday and everything until somebody actually called me. I was now shouting. I was like, oh wow, something that I forgot. I'm sorry. I keep apologizing. Can you imagine? So like it didn't make any sense to me like
Well,
that.
unfortunately, we cannot get through to the celebrants, but we're wishing
God's witness, a happy birthday. It's your birthday today, so ensure that you make the most out of it. Ensure that you shine, you sparkle. Ensure that you eat a lot of cake, eat a lot of food. If you don't have food to eat,
Ensure that you sleep.
that's it.
Sleep.
That's what I was going to. If you don't have food to eat, sleep.
Sleep.
But how people these days use birthdays as a point of begging is one of my biggest concerns.
You they
Yeah,
shake
so-
table tire. This table, the leg don't break. Stop saying. You might be new now, please.
Happy birthday, God witness Ibobasi. We wish you all the very best. God bless the womb that has brought you forth. Succeed and excel in
Yeah.
academic
He went to
pursuit.
inside the deep and depths of King James version. So,
Well, this is much can take on this segment of the show.
So we're going back to the music right now. When we come back, it'll be Thompson will take us through the exchange rate this morning. I'll leave in the hands of Michael Jackson and Akon. This one says, "Hold my hand." To move away from your radio sets, we'll be back before you know it.
Okay, so hold my hand very well in the morning and in the evening and in the night. Is that your song? It's not your song now. And this is actually
will
coming
not hold
from
your hand.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. And
Oh, you're
is it
scared.
Akon or Akon?
It's Akon.
Akon.
But that is how we pronounce Akon in my
Baba,
village.
just move. Let's move past
Yeah,
this.
please.
This is your man. Okay.
Okay, so right away this morning we welcome you to the exchange rate segment of the Morning Bros Show. My name is Obi Thompson. Okay, so right away here, just like I said, hold my hands. If you want to dash me money, just hold my hands.
But you just spoke about begging a few minutes ago, and you're talking
No,
about
I didn't say please give me money. I say hold my hands when you're giving me money.
who will give you the money?
Just hold on now. Just hold on. Okay, so for you out there, if you're listening to us this very beautiful morning, we have a US dollar. Just $1 is costing Nigeria 1,386 naira, and then €1 is costing Nigeria 1,605 naira, and then £1 sterling is costing Nigeria 1,838 naira, and then one South African rand is costing Nigeria 82 naira, and then one Chinese yuan. And for most of you who actually say, don't forget, we are owing a lot of money to China, because Nigerian government over time have borrowed so much from China, so much. So, well, it won't be difficult for us to pay because it's just 82 naira, just 202 naira per se. Then Japanese yen is just 8 naira. Okay, so one West African CFA is costing just 2 naira. So I just wish they could just go to West Africa to borrow money. Borrow money. That would be better. Then one Saudi Riyal is costing Nigeria just 369 naira, and then one Danish krone is costing Nigeria 214 naira. Then one Swiss franc is costing Nigeria 1,734. So for you out there, if you must have to hold my hands like Michael Jackson and Akon talked about, just come with pound sterling.
Hold your hand.
Pound sterling.
I've noticed something, right? As time goes on, as people are learning new things, the technique and scope of begging is shifting. People now beg in a very concealed, and
Demure.
very demure way. So we
Demure.
see you, Thompson.
Okay, so right away this morning, I think I'll just do this particular one that said easy on me. You guys should just take it easy.
Never.
On me. This is coming from Stay chill and don't worry, don't even touch the dad. Just take it easy on me right away. Yeah. Okay.
After this.
Welcome back from that short break. That was Easy on Me by the one and only, the amazing,
Yeah,
my
because you
baby.
guys were actually attacking me, and I said, no, you guys should take it easy on me.
No,
Because
you will
it
not.
is just act of saying, hey, if you have pound sterling, just do all you can to hold my hands, like Michael Jackson and Icon say. And so here you guys are taking me on.
Anyway, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show.
When you were singing that, I just remember a particular present.
Carry this thing, this
Okay.
bowl, and go on the road. Hold it and do the proper bambia.
Do you know those people are making so much money? And some of them have built homes, not even houses, homes.
How's that idea in your head? Like, I'm worried for you.
We have a lot of
and
those
the
kind of
reputation
persons.
of this station.
I have
when we
five,
see you there,
I have 5 persons I know very well in this Unica. All they do is wear suit, wear shoe, and beg around the university community. And sometimes they go to lecture venues. And those guys are making so much money. I don't know where they have gone.
Are you thinking about?
You see, this guy, we should not be easy on him. You've dragged another person again. See, you are dragging people anyhow. You're shaking things.
I think he has intentions of going into that line of business. I mean, like they say, multiple streams of income.
Yeah. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Not serious. Anyway, moving on.
I'll try that.
Going to the next segment of the show, which is the National Holidays segment. On this segment of the show, we celebrate national holidays around the world. And the first one we have is World Voice Day. World Voice Day.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
So, a little story. When I was growing up in secondary school, I hated my voice. Yes. For some reason, I hated my voice. So my teachers and my classmates made it look like my voice was too loud, and it was actually really loud. Right? I sat at the back because of my height, and my teacher would hear my voice all the way in front.
That actually relates.
Like my voice was so loud. You know, I actually prayed. Let me be sincere to you people. I prayed that God should change the voice for me, because why is my voice so loud?
Yeah, I think just like what you say, we went for recruitment. Recruitment sometimes ago. Air Force recruitment at Port Harcourt, and then this particular guy had the voice of a lion. And I say, bros, I better go front. I went back. So some people have voices that even you'll be terrified, and if they come to knock for your house to beg you for Maggie, trust me, you'll not open the door.
Right.
And all of that. So I think we celebrate people who have good voices. I went to buy some stuff just over the weekend, last weekend, and then the woman asked me, "I hope you're singing in the choir." Well,
beautifully.
Really?
Oh,
and I just said,
amazing voice.
well, I just have to smile about it.
Well, I actually I've had compliments on my voice. Someone will check
Sharon,
me.
allow me to finish my own.
Relax, dog. Let me do my own too. Thank you. So anyway, someone texts me for the first time, and they're like, "Hi, how are you doing?" So like that. Then you have to they type something, and I have to record the voice message. Then the next thing I heard was, God, do you know I had to play your voice message back because I was just hearing your voice. I didn't hear what you said. But it was nice, and then I was like, stop it. Jesus.
Especially when you're funerary.
Yeah.
Especially when you're funerary.
I know when you play your voice message, like, wow. I'm like, wow, I'm not. So I just said, I'm not built for this country. I was supposed to be abroad.
Yeah, sometimes they ask me if I was born in Nigeria. I'd say, well, I was literally, is it biologically born?
No, I forgot abroad, but
But this is true.
Are you guys done?
We are not done.
No.
Okay,
we're not done. And then just some days ago, I was speaking with some friends of mine from Dubai, and then along the way, calm down now. Why are you looking at me like that? I not talk again.
Voice and your picture.
I not talk again. Dubai. I don't even forget the past tennis.
Anyway, national holiday. We'll talk
about how to maintain, how to take care of your voice, because that's very important. We do that when we move to the health and wellness segment. The next one we have is National Librarian Day. National Librarian Day. So we did celebrate National Library Day a few weeks ago. So today is Librarian Day. So we appreciated all the librarians, starting from the one we have in the University of Calabar.
Yeah.
Celebrating all the librarians. I think that's a very interesting job.
I need to actually
surrounded by books, keeping books. And one thing about librarians is no matter how book a library is, if they acted for one book, they'll tell you
where it is. Yeah.
Category and everything. I have to make a shout out to my primary school librarian. So basically, she's the one that actually built the
Reading
reading
culture.
culture in me. And she saw me as, because then in primary school I was very, intimidated. I was also somebody that they didn't see, potential as far as she knows Sabi anything, that kind of thing. But this woman legit, she was like, she saw that I always like to visit the library and always would like to pick a book or something like that. And we used to do this thing in primary school where every week on Mondays there would be a book review, like book summary and everything. So she was like, why don't you go for it? I said, Ma, you want me to stand in front of people that have literally been the cause of me staying, quiet and everything.
Yeah.
So she literally she saw me, she saw a different person, like she saw a different person from what they were saying. She made sure that my reading culture was built and everything. Every break time, that's where I am. And then because of
Is it a she or a he?
she.
God bless that woman. God bless
Yes.
that woman.
And
Because he has been so
have
impactful. God bless. Even you out there listening to us, God bless you. But here in Unical, I think every faculty and department have libraries. And so we have all of these librarians. But I don't want to talk
Every
about
what has what?
college has a library.
Huh?
Actually.
Yeah, every department have a library. So
Not
it must
every
not necessarily
department.
no,
Relax.
it's every
Relax.
department. They have resource room. So if you go to their resource room,
Resource room.
yes. So that they have it there. So for me, I think I celebrate every Liberian.
Why do you
Not
say-
those from Liberia, but every Liberian. We celebrate them. And for those people who are actually
Pun intended. We see you. Well done.
Oh god. I'm
But
literally
yeah,
recorded
big,
facial
big,
expression because
big,
you knew what I wanted to do.
big shout out to all the
Yeah, librarians,
we celebrate them.
make sure that they help us find
Those who know
the make book recommendation. Yeah,
Those who know books.
not people that are librarians, but they're just figureheads. Anyway, the next national holiday we have is International Documentary Day. International Documentary Day. Now, documentaries are really, I like watching documentaries and docu-series.
That's what I said yesterday, right?
Sorry, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
That's his forte. Enjoys love
Yeah,
watching
documentaries, especially that one. How do they call it? Osama bin Laden was taken out. How
Yeah, he
Nasrallah
said that
was taken
yesterday.
out. A lot of these big guys, how they were taken out of existence. And then you look at how the world was actually created, how the world was formed. You also look at documentary how Jesus, was crucified. And then people would try to mimic that. How they lost their lives. You have to watch documentary of a lot of a lot of food came into
Listen,
existence.
I'm tired of you on this show. Just go on. We'll look for another show for you. Just please carry yourself and go somewhere. I'm tired. I'm tired of you. Like, how did we move from documentary to that conversation? Like, how did we move there? Chat. You guys still like go through every day in Dobson's hands. But anyway, those are all the national holidays that we have today.
Right here on the show, we're going back to the music. When we come back, Sharon will take us through the health and the wellness segments. Like for this segment, we ensure that we keep you entertained, we keep you healthy and strong, because it's very important to know about your health, the things that you can do to ensure that you have the fit and healthy, well-being. I'll be in the hands of Ianya featuring Dr. Seed and Don Jazz. This one says up to something. Jump away from the radio set. We'll be back before you know it. Up to Something by Nyaya, featuring Dr. Siege and Don Jazzy. It's still the morning buzz right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course entertainment. 360 minutes quality. Adu infotainment. Right now we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the health and wellness segment. Right here on the health and wellness segment, we're going to ensure that we give you tips on how to stay healthy and how to stay strong. And Sharon will take us through this segment of the show. Sharon, take it away.
Okay, so in commemoration with the World Voice Day, I'm going to be dealing on maintaining a healthy voice. Your voice is more than a sound, it's your personal signature floating through the air, your audio fingerprint, basically. Whether you are talking to a crowd or just chatting, a healthy voice keeps your message clear, strong, and unforgettable. The importance of maintaining a healthy voice include your voice works like a finely tuned instrument. When cared for, it performs beautifully. When neglected, it cracks, it fades, or even fails. One of the importance of maintaining a healthy voice is that it ensures clear communication. A healthy voice ensures that your words are heard and understood without strain or repetition. It gives professional confidence. If you speak publicly, a strong voice boosts confidence and credibility. It also prevents voice disorders. Poor vocal habits can lead to issues like hoarseness, vocal fatigue, or even long term damage to the vocal cords. It sustains vocal endurance. A healthy voice allows you to speak for longer periods without discomfort or loss of quality. It also enhances expression. Tone, pitch, and clarity help convey emotions and meaning effectively. Now, ways to maintain a healthy voice. Stay hydrated. I don't know who can talk for a long period of time without drinking water. But that person is a cause for the person because you actually need your voice to be hydrated. You need it's like pouring water on dry sand. Yeah. Like pouring water on dry sand, basically you need to stay hydrated. Drink plenty water. Hydration keeps your vocal cords lubricated and flexible. Avoid excessive shouting or whispering. Both can strain your vocal cords. Speak at a natural, relaxed volume. Exactly. Like you realize that when you are speaking like clearly and smoothly, realize that your vocal cords are not sure. Your throat basically is not stressed. But when you shout or you whisper too much, because I don't know if somebody has said that when you like talk at a low tone
When you
for
say
a very long
whisper,
period
is
of
it
time.
something like
No,
That's
that's
a
whistle.
whistle.
okay, that's a whistle. Oh, whisper is when you
I'm not going
say
to answer you
okay.
from saying.
Okay. So I was thinking it's something you have to do a sound. Okay, whispering is just talking to someone's in the ears.
In hushed tones, that is whispers.
Please
The
can you make
next
such a
one
sound? I
is
want to hear
a
the sound. Like it's
practice
been a while.
proper breathing. Use diaphragmatic breathing instead of shallow throat breathing to reduce strain. So basically, diaphragm is below your lung basically, and if you breathe in from there and then speak, it's better than using just the upper part of your throat.
Even when you're hungry.
Yeah, it actually gets strenuous when you are actually hungry to actually breathe from the diaphragm. You just want to do shallow breathing because
That's
when
why I
you're
said
exhausted
when
and
you're
tired.
hungry.
Exactly. So limit caffeine and alcohol. They can dry out your throat and vocal cords. Um, also, so there's substance abuse actually affects the voice. So growing up in Lagos here, I don't know whether you guys can relate to this on conductors that conduct that folk basically. You hear their voice, how their voice is.
Yeah, it's
I
just
can't mimic their voice to it hurt my throat,
Mm.
basically. But like this how it is strong.
Yeah.
Like you know that something that's how their voice was.
Husky.
Exactly.
Mm.
So limits and also because they've taken in some substances that they're not supposed to take in over a long period of time.
And some of
But I
these
heard that both tribes thrives there.
Yeah.
and some of these hype guys that follow DJs around, those guys they have one kind terrible voice in normal scenarios, and then
Not really.
MCs, yeah.
Oh, MCs?
No,
MCs, no,
I'm
not
talking about
MCs,
different
hype
MCs.
men.
Hype men, hype men.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
because
also,
you need
also,
to
I want to draw attention to
drop your
under
voice.
excessive shouting. Those people, those prayer warriors, those pastors that want to speak in tongues, and then the speaker is not enough. The mic is not enough. The mic is not loud enough for you. You have to be, I don't know.
Sometimes it's not the
God.
mic's issue. I promise you. Sometimes
Yeah, I
the
said
mic's
the
not
mic.
functional.
No, I say the mic is not enough for you.
Okay.
The mic is not enough for you. You have to shout.
Mm.
Why are you shouting?
Mm.
Why are you shouting? Like I'm literally talking into this now. I know you guys can hear me.
At some point in time,
guess it's for
if
impact.
they don't do that, believers or other church, this thing will not believe that the
The man
prayers
of
is
God.
moving or the mountain or a man of God.
They will not believe
You
in
have to
intense
move mountains.
And the thing is that I'm like, God is not deaf.
Mm.
You know that even your
Neither are we.
most silent, yes, exactly. Neither are we. Your most silent whispers, you can actually hear them.
Yeah.
So the limit shouting so that you won't end up losing your voice, and actually even stresses you at that point. Rest your voice, like muscles. Your voice needs to rest. Avoid overuse, especially when tired or sick. Like when you finish the show now, I'm going to stay quiet for a certain period of time. I'm going to drink water.
You could just say Marianne instead of saying Marianne.
Let's avoid smoking and smoke exposure. Smoke irritates and damages the vocal cords. Warm up your voice too. Gentle hummings or vocal exercises before speaking for long periods helps prevent strain. Maintain good posture. Standing or sitting upright allows better airflow and voice projection. Also, manage throat clearing and coughing. Frequent throat clearing can irritate the vocal cords. Sip water instead of doing for a long period of time. Sip water. The next one is to seek medical help when necessary. Persistent hoarseness or voice changes should be checked by a healthcare professional. Some people actually, there's some low-key things. There's people that actually don't know that they can actually be checked. When you realize that you've been having sore throat or your when you swallow, your throat starts aching you for a long period of time, it's actually something that requires medical attention. Because there are people that have this condition where they lose their voice totally. They can't, like, they become mute over time. Like, these people were born with the ability to speak, but because of some habits that they kept doing over time, their voice becomes lost. Avoid grunting or forcefully coughing when you have a cold. So there's this sound that people make when they have catarrh and cough and everything. So basically avoid that because it actually causes injury to the vocal cords, basically. So that's it for the health and wellness segment of the show today.
All right. Thank you so much, Sharon.
For that one, I hope that you've learned how to care for your voice properly. We're going back to the news flash right now. When we come back, we're going to continue with the rest of the show. Keep listening to Unifor 103.5 FM. On Unicorn Radio International, 103.5 FM, Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. My name is Vine Henshaw. Here are the top headlines of the hour. Starting with the home scene, Rights Academy and WTP releases simplified child rights law for street children in Cross River State. On the national scene, federal government incurs 418 billion naira power subsidy. Elsewhere in Nigeria, Enugu community, Liga, lays claim to cradle of civilization in West Africa. In the world of entertainment and lifestyle, Court Claire's Pretty Mike says NDLEA failed to prove drug charge. Lastly, in sports, Lukman climbs third in all-time Nigerian UCL top scorers list. Details of all these and more coming up by 1 p.m. If you have news reports in your areas for sales departments and faculties, please call our news hotline on 0809 4444 058. You can follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are Unico Radio International. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unico Radio. Please do away with any form of discrimination and nepotism as we strive to build a united nation. And always remember, as Malabites, Malabresses, and Perseverance, we are known for reasonable action. I am Vine Henshaw. Stay tuned and keep it locked right here on Unico Radio International, 103.5 FM, Calabar, across your state, Nigeria. The Morning Buzz show continues with Vine, Sharon, and Ilby Thomason. Stay tuned. 9:07 on the DOT. Welcome back from that short break. That was Jeje by Fouls, the bad guy. It's still the morning boss right here on Miracle 123.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and entertainment 360. We love to call it Edu Infotainment. Before the break, we're talking about the the importance of ensuring that your voice is healthy and also give you tips on how to, maintain a good and healthy voice. I mean, that's to our voices. They're healthy, they're good, they're soothing. So you can also achieve that, right? By adhering to the tips that Sharon read out earlier. Now we're moving on to the next segment of the show, which is the people and culture segment. So Sharon, take it away. What are we talking about today on the people and culture segment?
Today we're talking about the history of Batada.
And even before you even talk about battle dance, don't forget that even those people, they have their own voices. So they could be having this kind of baritone voices like and all this kind of thing. And most of them,
Somebody who has a baritone, I feel offended.
Yes.
baritone voice.
I feel very offended, but it's okay.
Yeah, and if you want to train your voice very well, if you know that, just like you say, you should go and meet who is the people you say we should meet, we have
I'm not saying
voice problem, Abby. But however, if you do the ready
It's mostly-
lati do
it's mostly an ENT
redo, so
doctor.
if you know you cannot do it very well,
It's mostly an ENT doctor.
ENT.
Ear, nose, and
Yeah,
throat.
oh, ear, nose, and
Chimo.
And-
Departments, the university,
and
the
clinic.
hospital.
So I need to go there.
Been
So
there
that-
before actually, but not for my voice, my ear.
yeah, no, me, I'll go for my voice. Should I go for my voice? I'll think about it.
Thompson, you're allowing Thompson just hype himself.
All
I'm
through.
not watching.
I have a good voice there.
Please.
Your friend will say coachy.
Please.
And so I think these people we want to talk about,
Hello, get
you
them.
have their voices as well.
Eh?
Let's take
I have their voice.
Mm.
Oh, good. Okay. The battle dance is more than movement. It's a conversation between the body, drum, and spirit. A rhythm that walks straight out of history and into the present. So the battle dance comes from the Yoruba people of the southwestern Nigeria. It is deeply tied to traditional religion, especially the worship of Shango, the powerful god of thunder, lightning, and fire. So the Yoruba people believe in some gods, and Shango is the most powerful of them all. There's also Olodumare too, but that one's attuned to the Almighty God. There's a show to different gods. So basically, the Bata dance was basically for worship to Shango. The long before modern stages and festivals, Bata was performed in sacred places. It was not just entertainment; it was ritual. The dance served as a bridge between humans and spiritual world. Now, the dance gets its name from the bata drums, a set of hourglass shaped drums with a unique talking ability. Skilled drummers can make the tonal patterns of the Yoruba language, almost like the drums are speaking. These drums were traditionally played to praise kings and chiefs, invoke deities, celebrate important ceremonies. The dancer doesn't just move randomly, they respond to the drum's language. So we're talking about the history of talking drum. Something like that, basically. And I feel like I'll be able to give kudos to primary and secondary school teachers that can actually replicate the cultural day, like the battle dance on cultural day, basically. So if you notice the dance steps, they usually wait for the drum and they move their body according to how the drum beats, basically. So battle dance is strongly associated with Shango, a former king of the ancient Oyo Empire, who later became defied. The dance reflects his personality, power, authority, sudden explosive energy. Movements are often sharp, dramatic, and commanding, almost like thunder crackling across the sky. I indulge you to actually go online and actually check how bata dance actually happens. Try the native ones, you understand what I'm telling you. Now, bata dance is energetic and expressive. It involves rapid footwork, strong torso control, sudden freezes and bursts of motion, mimicking everyday actions or symbolic gestures. Each step tells a story, sometimes playful, sometimes spiritual, and sometimes regal. So I don't. This how the dance is. I really wish I could show you because I'm really imagining it in my head and it's all coming together. Sometimes they move their chests. They tell stories. They're like it's like you're dancing, but you're interpreting. Like you're telling stories in a dance form. basically. It's like it was Yoruba's way of telling stories. If they want to tell a particular folklore, they use dance to say it out. And actually, it's very very interesting, especially when you watch Yoruba people dance the bata dance. So through the transatlantic slave trade, bata traditions traveled beyond Africa to places like Cuba and Brazil. In these regions, it blended with local cultures and gave rise to the Afro-Caribbean religious and dance forms, especially in Santeria practices. Today, bata is performed in cultural festivals, stage performances, religious ceremonies. While some performances remain sacred, others are now adapted for entertainment and cultural preservation, keeping the rhythm alive for new generations. Bata dance is a living language of rhythm, born in Yoruba spirituality, shaped by history, and still speaking loudly through drums and movements today. That's why I feel like we need to hammer more on cultural day in secondary schools and primary schools, because that's when some children actually have the liberty of seeing the beauty of other cultures aside their
I
own.
think in recent times it has been a very big part of schools when they celebrate cultural day, and they tend to divide students to different groups, cultural groups,
Yeah,
and they
groups
also
that are different
explore
from their
their
own
own.
ethnic
Yes,
groups. Yeah,
yes. So it helps them explore other cultures and appreciate other cultures as well.
yeah. So it's actually very, very, very important for this cultural preservation, because if we didn't have those preservations, I won't be able to tell this particular story the way I'm telling it. So the bata dance is very very beautiful. So when you watch a Yoruba woman dances, and they use for celebrations most of the time, maybe when they're happy and everything, and their body moves to the rhythm of the drums as the drum is talking. Because like I said, talking drums were used to like it was used to communicate, they used to send messages.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was actually also a form of communication, because I'm telling a story through the body movements, the rhythmic movements of the body, and the body responding to the talking tunes or tones of the talking drum, basically. So all together was important. Altogether was important for replication of information and communication. So if you're on our live stream, you actually see the dramatization of the dance we're talking about. It's a very beautiful thing. I'd advise that you go to YouTube and actually check it out. It's beautiful to watch, very beautiful to watch. The sounds, the rhythm, everything between all together. It shows the beauty of the Yoruba culture.
Amazing. For somebody who is a doctor telling you that the bata dance is actually a beautiful dance, I would believe that, because have you seen the Kopi dance? Yeah. So I do believe that it's actually a very beautiful dance. But because of time, we're going to move straight to the top story segment, because we are far behind time. Now we're starting with the home scene. We have a press release from the Nigerian Police Force State Command. SB Afegwa hosts strategic intelligence course participants showcases broader security strategies. The Commissioner of the Police, Cross State Command, SP Rashid Afegwa, on April 15, 2026, received participants of the Strategic Intelligence Management Course 2 at the command's headquarters, Calabar, alongside members of his management team. The delegation, comprising 5 participants of the Strategic Intelligence Management Course 2, was led by Navy Commander Patrick Odion, State Security Advisor South, Cross River State, and accompanied by Ambassador Steve Abmanan, Directing Staff, Strategic Intelligence Management Institution. The team was in the state on a study tour. The visit was aimed at exposing participants to practical governance and security frameworks, with particular focus on broader security challenges such as illegal migration, arms smuggling, drug trafficking, and human trafficking. In a strategic engagement with the team, SB Afekwa delivered a detailed presentation of the nature and scope of these threats, as well as the operational responses and institutional measures deployed by the command. He further highlighted key best practices adopted in securing the state's borders, and strengthening interagency collaboration. The delegation commended the command's professionalism, operational capacity, and warm reception. In recognition to these efforts, the team presented a plaque to the Commissioner of Police for his outstanding performance and commitment to effective policing. The Cross State Police Command reaffirms its resolve to sustain intelligence-led policing, enhancing interagency synergy and strengthening the state security architecture. Signed, ASP Ethiopia Sunday, Police Public Relations Officer for Commissioner of Police Cross River State Command. What do we make after this?
So, like I usually say that it's good that this time around we're seeing how the Commissioner of Police and the PRO is really giving a very good information to cross riverians. And this is just born out of the fact that um, citizens and the police, security outfits must actually work together, to synergize efforts in securing the state. And as such, it's just a good development to see how Cross River State is actually safe. Now, if you look at our bordering communities, don't forget this is the same reasons why sometimes we ask, do we actually have foreigners in Nigeria? In Cross River State, we have a lot of foreigners in Cross River State, which are who are not actually documented, and sometimes stay and then begin to cause a lot of mayhem in our society. And this is why you look at the likes of US, where they're able to ensure that they have borders, all over the US, and this is just to prevent immigrants or cross borders and all of that. So in Nigeria, you could just see just a track road becoming a border between Nigeria and a neighboring country. And I think Cross River State, particularly Akamkpa, has border, Abakasi, parts of Udupani, and many other places like that have border with other neighboring countries. And as such, if we do not take proper measures in, like we used to say, if you see something, say something. If people do not say something about what is happening between the border communities like Ecom area access and all of that, it will become a big problem for us in Cross River State. But there again, I think I commend the effort of the states. Security agencies. Don't forget, navies are also playing their own role, covering the inland waterways. I'll also see the army who are also checking most of our borders, and customs, immigration services, and all of these guys doing their role and playing their own key role. But there again, I think they should put more effort. And then Nigeria, particularly, I don't see Nigeria as a country that really take immigration policies seriously. In as much as you're in the country, they don't care whether you're going back, whether you're not going back. Nobody checks you, nobody checks anything and all of it. But in other countries, it's not
entirely true.
Yeah. But well, the only persons that succeed those kind of checks are those using the flight, using the air, in as means of transportation. If not, we'll not have a lot of these issues we have around Bakassi, Ecom axis, especially in Cross River State. Okay. And then if you look at the northern part of the country where they have bordering other communities like Niger and all of that, you could see that there are a lot of issues, coming through from those kind of areas like that. But then I think perseverance should actually step up the game, knowing very well that this is our state and we need to secure it by all means. So if we see something, we have to say something.
For a better Cross River State.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on, we have Governor 2 assures NMA of support to boost state health care. Now, Cross River State Governor Basi Letutu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening the healthcare sector, assuring medical professionals of sustained collaboration and support to improve service delivery across the state. Receiving members of the Nigerian Medical Association's Cross River State chapter who paid him a courtesy visit at his conference room, the governor expressed delight at the recognition of his administration's efforts in the medical ecosystem. I am happy because it is one thing to do something, and it is also important for different actors to appreciate it, he said, noting that such acknowledgement inspires government to do more. Governor 2 commended the association for upholding professional values, describing integrity, transparency, and honesty as indispensable pillars of the health sector. These are values I hold dearly: integrity, transparency, honesty, and a sincere consideration of problems. I know you will not let me down, he told the delegation, while urging them to remain steadfast in their duties. The governor acknowledged the concerns raised by the association assuring them that his administration would engage further to address the issues comprehensively. You have raised some important matters here. I believe we will have to meet again to look at them more closely. I am I can assure you that you will speak further when we get there, he stated, emphasizing the centrality of healthcare system to development. Governor too reiterated his personal commitment to the sector. Health is the most important thing. When I hear medical matters, I pay attention because it affects everyone. That is why I am always willing to bring stakeholders together and create room for engagement, he said. While thanking the association for their visit and commendation, the governor also congratulated them on their achievements, describing their contributions as vital to the well-being of citizens. Let me thank you so much for your achievements, even though I may not have much time to speak today. Be assured that your efforts are deeply appreciated, he said. Earlier in their remarks, the leadership of the Cross-River State chapter of the National Nigerian Medical Association, led by its chairman, Dr. Oke Ezioke, commended the governor for what they describe as significant strides in revitalizing the state's healthcare system. They noted improvements in infrastructure, welfare, and policy direction, which they said have positively impacted medical practice in the state. The association specifically lauded the administration's openness to dialogue and responsiveness to the needs of medical professionals. According to them, your administration has demonstrated a clear commitment to improving the medical ecosystem, and we are here to express our appreciation for the progress reported so far. The delegation also used the opportunity to solicit the governor's support for an indigene of the state, Professor Ofem Ena, who is contesting for the presidency of the association, expressing confidence in his candidate's capacity to lead. They appealed for the governor's backing, noting that such support would further enhance Cross River's visibility and influence within the national medical community. In response, Governor Chu assured them of his goodwill and reiterated his readiness to support initiatives that promotes the interest of Cross Riverians while maintaining that due process and collective interest would guide his decision. Governor Chu and the delegation of NMA expressed optimism about deeper collaboration aimed at advancing healthcare delivery in the state. What do we make out of this?
All this plenty talk because they talk it plenty.
I had to read it in detail.
They talk it plenty. All this plenty talk.
Well,
We
I
want to
think
see it
basically,
in action. We
yeah.
want to see it in action because the healthcare system, starting from the basic healthcare, needs to be looked into. When we have medical professionals not having enough PPE, down to as little as gloves, 100 naira gloves.
I'm tired of hearing that rubbish.
Gloves.
I'm tired of hearing that
face
rubbish.
masks and everything.
Because it doesn't make any sense. It's more like you're sending somebody to go and do a job and you're given
and not equipping them
equipment to do the job. And it's how then are they supposed
even
to
the electricians that go on high tension poles, they provide them with rubber gloves. Is it rubber gloves?
Yeah.
They provide them with gloves. So
but in recent times
in
let's
recent
just laugh
times.
at the past.
Okay, so we have healthcare professionals that are actually if they want to ensure their own safety, they have to get their own PPE by themselves. And they have to like ensure that they are properly protected. So you have the issue of Lassa fever and everything. You realize that healthcare professionals are dying with the people that actually they are supposed to be treating too, because of lack of PPE and everything. These are health hazards that we are not supposed to be facing in a country that is as big as this, as wide as this. So all this plenty talk here, we are looking at how it's going to be played out, not just to say, oh, you're in collaboration with the enemy and so like that. Basically, healthcare professionals span across different places. It's not just medical doctors now, lab scientists, pharmacists, radiographers, different. It spans across everything. The whole healthcare system is very wide, and we all deserve protection to a certain extent. We all deserve to be calm and know that okay, we are also taking care of ourselves, and we're taking care of the patients. We are also guarded also, because sometimes even the vaccination that they said okay it has been rolled out for consumption, most of the time we actually don't get access to it. We don't get access to it most of the time. The vaccinations that actually brought are supposed to be for the medical professionals first. They're supposed to get the medical professionals first. At least they're supposed to be a batch for them, because they're the ones that are at the front lines. Most of the time they will actually have you been vaccinated as a healthcare professional. They are supposed to like I think at this point in time it's supposed to be pampered, because first of all, the should I say the danger we put ourselves in is it's a whole lot. I was in a situation where I almost got infected with someone with a sample that had hepatitis B. So I was supposed to draw the person's blood, and I was prompted to wear my lab coat. And then when I realized I was drawing this blood, there's this pressure that comes with you piercing the needle into the person's arm. Some people, yeah. So this blood splashed on my lab coat directly around this my arm region. And if I was not wearing a lab coat, it would have gotten into my skin. You understand? So basically, we are talking of the importance of these particular things, and some healthcare professionals don't have access to PPE, proper PPE. Some draw blood with their hands like that, which is not actually advisable.
Some
So
reuse gloves.
exactly, some we use gloves, use methylated spirits, and then you now go back and use the same thing again on somebody else. See, it's a whole lot. We are managing a lot, and that this should not be. There are some particular equipment that materials that are supposed to be used once and then thrown away. But we have all these type of things happening in a system that we know money is in. We know money is in, and then not even we're not talking about the salaries that they're still owing some people up to this point in time. We are not see actually we're the most frustrated.
Not just salary, but also benefits, because just like you said, healthcare professionals are supposed to be
Happen because they are at the forefront.
Yes.
We have politicians that always go home every month with allowances, but somehow medical professionals or practitioners don't go home with allowances, because at the end of the day they are exposing themselves to danger every single day. Imagine the scenario that you just painted. So let's say hypothetically that blood actually splashed on your skin. That would mean that you're going to be infected. That would have been avoided if you had if you had the necessary materials to work, to do your job. So government officials should ensure that the healthcare system, they are given everything.
But I hope this is not just making wave simply because it's time they're actually contesting for elections.
At this point, I doubt the credibility of anything.
Because
if you're contesting for elections,
rather, I doubt
if not,
that,
wouldn't have been
even
because this
if
particular situation existed when we had these medical students in the university, most of our campuses crying, and they never came out to say we never had all of these trending stories about them. Probably it's because of the elections. This is one critical thing aspect of our Nigerian kind of system, where I think it's eating deep root into every every aspect of Nigerian kind of existential.
I saw. Sorry, let me just quote
I'm sorry. I saw a video. Since we're talking about projects that people are doing because it's campaign season. I saw a project of a particular House of Assembly member, across the State House of Assembly, and he's currently working in a particular market, trying to renovate this particular market. And I see people jubilating. Oh my God! Oh, finally, this. I'm like, this person has been in office for 4 years. Did not think that in those 4 years he's supposed to do this market. But because the election is inching closer, excuse me.
Money didn't come.
So it's not that the money is coming.
Excuse me. Because elections are inching closer, and it's now the convenient time for you to do something, because it's all a plan, it's all a strategy. Okay, if I do this during election period, people will see it, people will remember it.
But even if this is a political scheme, he's just speaking. We've not seen it actually start happening.
That's where Thompson always has the problem. Don't tell us I will. Tell us I have.
But I mean, if it's a political scheme, let's benefit from this particular political scheme. If it's a political scheme, basically, at least you know that okay, you said it and you've done it as part of your agenda that you want to contest again. But this one, he's just talking. I just kept on saying,
That's how you read something.
we will.
That's how you read something, and what you're hearing is, let's get this over and done with. Let's get this meeting over and done.
It's like, what's the point of all these, talking and talking and talking? Because I like to know the points in some particular thing, a lot of things.
And it's just everywhere and nowhere.
Like, what's the point of talking? We delegated, we did this, so your things will be. this that. I'm not hearing we have put measures in place. We have done this.
And if at this point in time they come out to tell you, oh, we have done this, you need to go and verify.
You have to.
So
You
it's
have
only
to
one person that will tell Nigerians,
authenticate.
go and verify, go and see what I have done, if this is true or not. So, and if you go there, like you said the other day, we talked about the road that have just been washed away by rain. That kind of person can never be proud. That kind of person can never be proud to tell you go and verify the project I have done, because if you go there, it is rubbish. It's washed away. So it's
if we have credible
and
leaders,
this is why yesterday we talked about NAFDAC. We talk about NAFDAC and all of that. Do you know these days, if you go to a place to go and scan their barcode, go and scan product barcode, it will take you to a different. I actually scanned the barcode the other day, and it took me to one cartoon. This thing, I was like, "Shoo! I know they buy this one, no guy." So it's as terrible as that. So I think it's quite important for us as a people to start realizing that it is about us as human beings. Yeah. So we should stop glorifying these guys, because at the end of the day, it's just because election, so we are having this body coming out to say, oh, we want to do this, this is happening and all of that.
Because I believe your credibility
if
in
not,
your actions,
like we
not
keep
your
asking,
words.
what happened to this association when medical students were talking about dentistry students, pharmacy students, and all of these guys were complaining? What role did they play? What role did the government itself also play in helping to support, and also reduce the burden on the students? Have we had them come to support the student that, okay, at the institution say we cannot no longer accept this, go to this institution or do a transfer? How far have they come to support these students and all of that? A lot of them committed crimes and also committed suicide. We've also had issues where some students complain about this and that. Have this body come together to say, oh, this is what we want to do, or this is what we have done so far? So I think it's sad that most persons just have bodies just to be in power, and after that, every other thing is no longer a business to them. If you look at Michael and his secretariat at it's a medical college hostel at Highway close to stadium, and we keep asking questions. How many of these bodies have come together to support this hostel? If you go to Hall 2, you wait for that hostel. Yet these are medical students who are staying in that place. If you look down behind, you see how rough that place is. So I don't think some point in time, I used to say that on the day I return to the corridors of power, there are a lot of people we need to scrap. There are a lot of situations we need to not just ban them. Totally, it will never exist again. In fact, that such body will never ever exist again, because except you guys will promise and return back to do the right thing. So I don't know why it's a crime for us to believe that we can actually get things right in this country. Until people say, hey, don't worry, when you go there, you do the worst. It's a lie. Do you understand? So that's why we are saying, allow the normal process to be. That's when you see if truly we'll do the right thing or not. Just like this election, we say go and register, go and get your voters card. People are saying, those who win have already won. After all, they cannot cast the president. He has this, is that. My friend, let them transmit election result from polling unit straight to the iris, and you will see what is going to happen. Most of I've said it. 99% of all of these guys who are there looting funds and enjoying themselves, traveling abroad with concubines and all of that, will never return back to that position. So I think these guys should just it's okay. We welcome their assumptions and all of that, their plea, pledging that the medical body will do this and will do that. Well, we look forward to see that, because we've been crying for primary healthcare centers and all of this, just like you talked about. Since you go to most of these facilities, bed. If you see the kind of bed that patients are sleeping, they can never get healed. How do you expect them to
even
get
the mosquito nets?
They don't even have these days. You even go to facilities to ask for mosquito rollback malaria. This thing at how do they call it? Barracks Road. If you go to that place and tell them I want mosquito, they'll tell you they don't even have it. And if they go there, they'll direct you to a facility. When you go to those facilities, they'll tell you, they even show you statistics of how many these facilities have collected. But if you go to that particular facility to go and get, it's not there. Why? Because probably they have collected these items and sold them. And you go to market, you see them selling items from some days ago. They went to one of these markets in one of these countries to see a UN rice support for refugees to be sold in the market. Remember back then, even in Nigeria, those things were so rampant, especially in the northern part of the country. So I think this is sad that Nigerian system is this decaying. But hopefully,
we'll bring in this story as it develops. Well, that's much we can take on the top story segment. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we're going to have our conversation for the day, and that is why we're going to open the phone lines. I'll leave in the hands of Asha. This one says 360 degrees. Do not move away from the radio set. We'll be back before you know it. 39 minutes past our 8. Welcome back from that short break. That was 360 Degrees by Asha. It's still the morning buzz right here on Beautiful 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment. 360, we love to call it ADU in 14 minutes. We still have myself, Brian Henshaw, almost called myself Obi Thompson. We have Obi Thompson and we also have Sharon right here in the studio. And together we're going to ensure that we give you the best of education, information, and entertainment 360. Now we're moving straight to the conversation of the day, and this is what we're going to open phone lines 0809 I will take that again 0809 to ensure that you call us and talk to us this morning. Now we're talking about academic excellence. We spoke about part one yesterday, and we promised that we're going to say, we're going to take the part two today, and it's still about the whole of academic excellence. And our question today is, what makes a student an all-round grounded student? What makes a student an all-round grounded student? Now, in our academic sector, we always glorify people that graduate first class, best graduating students, and we think that they are the pinnacle of academic excellence. And we, tend to judge people that have a second class upper or a second class lower or a third class as, on intelligence, they're not resourceful, they're not useful and stuff. But today we're asking, what makes a student an all-round grounded student? Is it a first class? Is it a second class upper? What makes a student an all-round grounded student? Talk to us this morning, 0809 I will take that again, 0809 You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. You as a student, what makes you think you are an all-round grounded student? What makes you think that your colleague, your classmate is an all-round grounded student? As a lecturer, what makes you think that this particular student is an all-round grounded student? Let us know, 0809 I'll take that again, 0809 Talk to us this morning. Okay, so
I just come from another perspective. Because people feel like, okay, it's just if we have another stereotype in Nigeria, yeah, apart from the first class, stuff. We have if a stereotype that people that in maybe medicine, law, or engineering are smarter than people that are in education. Like if you go into medicine and surgery, if you go into law, if you go into engineering,
you're smarter than anybody.
Smarter than every other thing.
Library science.
The stereotype has been there since I was born.
Do you think that stereotype is going to go away?
I don't think so. That's the funny thing. I don't think so. And even some students have actually grown up with that mentality. The funny thing is, you grow up with it until you get to school and you now realize that they are actually better. There are courses that
aside going to school, when you go into the real world, you realize that it's
not by medicine and surgery or by law, by a degree in
because parents want to force
engineering.
their students to actually do this particular thing to show that they are smart. Some want to be called mad doctor, a lawyer, that kind of thing, and they don't realize that each human has their strengths, has where they have their passions and where they can be strong in. That most of the times it's not medicine and surgery and everything. Like my classmates would attest to the fact that we did not know that the course that we were doing was carry weight like that, but we started doing it and now realize that it's not be everything be medicine and surgery, not be everything be law, everything engineering. They're actually courses that require great brain work, great intellectual capacity, and also all-round knowledge. So I feel like for me, being an all-round student would be that what an all-round student means to me is that okay, I'm able to like build good relationships with people. I'm able to learn outside my course. I'm able to, have knowledge on particular things that or like basic stuff, basically. Like you can call it general knowledge, basically.
Yeah.
I'm able to, use this stuff that I've learned to actually apply in real life situations. I'm able to have like I said, the relationship part. I'm able to have relationships that they make impact.
Yeah.
They make impact. I'm able to stand and be able to like talk in an oral sense. I'm able to like talk each conversation I find myself in. Not the one that okay because maybe I study law or something like that now because it's nothing regarding law. I can't put my mouth inside it. Like that. It's nothing regarding medicine or it's nothing regarding it's like if I'm a medical student now. If it's nothing regarding anything about the body, I can't put my mouth inside. I can't put my mouth inside politics. I can't put my mouth inside history and whatever. But no, that's not how it should be. I really like when a person, a student, actually goes the extra mile to like go outside their course. Because no, like we always say, no knowledge is wasted. At some point in time, we need it. At some point in time, we need it. People that are doing history and international relations wondering why they need to do biology. Then you now realize that you have the opportunity to be an ambassador for a particular country. And then this stuff that they're dealing with is regarding like a medical side. Maybe you're dealing with the UNICEF or WHO.
Yeah.
And then you now be like the knowledge you've gotten from that medical side has now helped you in your history and international relations. And the same thing with philosophy in medical field basically. I was wondering why they would put the philosophical course in my syllabus. And then I realized that this actually has to do with the behavior of human beings.
Yes.
And if I can't understand the behavior of a human being, I can't help that person because there's some patients that have different ways you handle them. Like children, you handle children differently. You handle adults. There's some adults that act like children too when they are faced with all these injections, needles and whatever. So it's how you handle them that is different. So basically, being able to like being able to use all this knowledge in a real life situation. It's not by first class. You can't use the knowledge you got for your first class. It doesn't make any sense. You've just gone through years of schooling without doing anything. There's nothing to show for it.
Okay, so I think basically for me, I have listened to you guys deeply, and I'm concerned about the society that we find ourselves. People just go to school these days to go and cram. They come for night class just to come and cram. And then if you ask them simple and read for exams to pass, and I don't want to subscribe to that saying that you read to pass and then you read to do what?
You
read to know stuff to pass and all of that. So, but whichever way. Just like we said about some of the courses that a lot of persons think so dear to the heart, than other courses, and then when you ask them, they say, "Hey, that course doesn't make any sense." I keep wondering how people come to the school to dance the whole day and then still fail in the exams and all of that.
People actually use theater arts. They drag theater.
I didn't call anybody's name. Thank goodness I didn't say it.
Say, why you are doing a professional course? Why would you dress like you're in theater arts? And I'm like,
okay. Do you understand? And all of those kind of misconceptions about every other courses and all of that. No courses that are not important. It's just that we need governments to to improve, the system to actually improve itself and all of that. But then again, I think it's basically not about you coming out with first class. It's about your ability to be able to bring the change, that we need in a society. Let's say, for instance, you come out with a first class in any course at all, and then the society itself, that is not okay. They ask you to come and do like we were talking about yesterday, and I said, let's say in the whole community, you are the only person that come out first, and you need to be the secretary. You can't be the chief. You need to be the secretary, and then they need to call your attention, and you say no, you can't be because you want to travel out of or you're outside the country and all of that. But however, we are not discouraging you, Malabites and Malabresses, from pursuing your first class. Okay, you can actually pursue your first class, but then do your first class with many other opportunities that are within the university community. In the university, there are lots of organizations in this university that you can actually volunteer. Go and learn many other aspects of your life. Don't single yourself out to just be focusing on only your books and alone, and then only that course. Be versatile.
I feel like the Nigerian system,
be jack of all trades.
The Nigerian system of education has actually made people stay one place, like straight line and everything. If you look at the curriculum abroad, they have extracurricular activities for everything. If you don't do it, it's part of your mark.
You're graded, yes.
Exactly, it's part of your mark. So we have the ones that you go into sports, you have to pick a sport that you do. You have to join a club. You have to pick a sport, you have to join a club. If it's a chess club or whatever, the board games that they play, or maybe debates, poetry, what do you call it? Pottery too. One of those ones basically. You have to join the club, you have to know a particular sport. Even if you're not good at it, at least you have to know about it. something outside, and then they do
Because
projects
something can just
outside.
happen. Something
Exactly.
can happen.
Might
You know?
develop a new interest.
Yeah, in those courses, and you could even divert. That's why you see a lot of persons in their first degree they do a particular course, second degree they change to a different course,
Different.
third degree they you see them do the different thing.
And then there, when you are like, every course there has a place they fit into society, basically. But here, maybe if you study like something like biology, they say, okay, right, you're going to be biology teacher. Maybe study microbiology, you're going to be biology teacher. Or if you study history and international relations, you're going to be teaching civic education in secondary school. There are places for each course abroad, basically. You know, okay, you're sure of this particular job, whatever. So the labor market is wider abroad than here. So that's why I feel like people will not really focus on that all round thing.
But not because this cannot actually exist too. It's because of the kind of system we are actually operating. So you can see somebody, a banker, going to work in a hospital as and all of those kind of mixed kind of attitude. So I think those things shouldn't be.
I heard a teacher that was in law. Yeah, he studied law. He's a chemistry teacher.
But at the end of the day,
The most important thing that I need you to take away from this conversation, when you're in school, ensure that you do more than just reading to pass examination. I mean, you can join clubs, you can sports, you can network with people, build a skill. A lot of things can happen, and it makes you an all-round student, not just somebody who just graduated with the first class. What impact are you making? What impact are you making? That's what you should think about every single time while you're in school. Well, that's what you can take on the conversation of the day segment. So, going back to the music, when we come back, we'll be going to take us through the newspaper headlines this morning. I'll leave it in the hands of Pasha again. This one says Fire on the Mountain. Jump away from the radio set. We'll be back before you know it. From that music break, and that is Fire on the Mountain, and running, running, running. There is fire on the mountain. You know that back then that song in primary and secondary.
such a village boy. Like you're such a typical village.
Thank you.
Sorry, even you do.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys have actually removed my section there, but again, let's quickly go to the. Okay, so let's quickly go through the newspaper segments of the morning birds, where we bring to you most of the trending stories. And right away here, we'll start with the Vanguard newspaper. With the biggest stories here, we have amend new tax law, PIA, Electricity Act now. So with this on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria not at war with itself but enemies. This is coming from Information Minister. I think we have problem with all of the ministers of information after Dora Akuyele actually died. So we have terrible information ministers. He said Nigeria not at war with itself but enemies. Okay, so let's read all of that on page 8.
Potato.
Anyway. Potato. I heard that somewhere. Okay, ATF raises alarm, says insecurity has reached state of war. Okay, so let's get to see that what happens. And the Guardian newspaper is up next there with the biggest story. Fresh concerns over funding risks as Nigeria's public debt hits about 159.828 trillion. Too much. so much debt. Nigeria is really going up. Okay, so the Punch newspaper is up next. Then with the biggest stories, we have troops repel fresh attacks as fallen general and soldiers buried. So we have a country that is not at war with another country, and yet we are losing major generals, colonels, soldiers.
Well,
like I always
not touching anyone.
like I always say, right, at the end of the day, if unarmed civilians can suffer this, right, then if people that are armed, that's the military, can suffer this, then what is our fate? What exactly is our fate?
Okay, so from the Daily Trust newspaper, we still have the same stories talking about insecurity in Nigeria, and the Daily Independent security crisis has actually escalated to full-scale war, says AGF. Federal government bond yield spike on Hawkins inflations, and also the Nigerian Tribune newspaper still talked about the state of insecurity in Nigeria. But before we go right away from the newspaper segment, we take our sport lovers to the Punch Sports Extra this morning. Okay, so from the Punch Sports Extra this morning, we have Aina battles Murphy as Sanusi for Europa League semis ticket. We have Joshua gets a July boot after offer, to fight Fury now. We have a Forest versus Porto is going to be happening today live. Okay, so we have Palmer looks lost without Jackson, according to Mikel. Okay, so we have why I didn't play for Madrid. This is coming from Adepoji. Osimhen returns a full gala training as Diamond League, increases prize money. Okay, Saka double for City clash as United eye Nagelsmann's return. Okay, Bayern Munich 4, Madrid 3, as we see aggregate 6-4. Bayern have actually gone to the next level of the Champions League play. Okay, Arsenal 0, Sporting 0, but aggregate 1-0. Okay, Gunners to face Atletico in semi-final. It remains small. Arsenal for also come up for this title race. Okay, so let's see what happens in the next phase of my people, my team. Now we are still at the top of the league. Okay, so that's pretty much what we'll be doing. I didn't call Shasha, but but okay, so that's pretty much what we'll be doing from the newspaper segment of the Morning Birds. My name is Albie Thompson. Thank God it's Thursday right away here. So we turn to Sharon for the quotes of the day and of course a wrap up on the show.
So the quote of the day is: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If
Please call my name. Call my name. Hello.
You wish.
Aristocratics, Machiavelli Thompson.
You wish.
Okay. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Okay.
As long as it's self-explanatory now.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory. If you don't plan yourself, you are planning to fail.
Exactly. I mean, it's weird how people don't actually make plans, right? I don't know how people exist.
You go about your day, you don't plan it.
It's very important to plan every single thing, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you don't plan, that's a recipe for disaster. Well, that's much can take today on the show right here on 103.5 FM. It has been an amazing time in the morning, boss, and we hope to do this with you tomorrow, same time, same station, as we wrap up the week together. Do enjoy the rest of the day. Good morning.